Hello there folks and welcome to another of my Shoutcast. Welcome guys. Here we have another video sent in from Mik1o. Much appreciated for that, my friend. So, let's jump straight into the game. Obviously he just chose a Shirazius deck there, which could be very interesting. So we've got Mik1o versus JamesZaa, who nobody likes, of course. So thank you so much for both players. Really appreciate it. So here we go. Going straight into the game. I think here he's just asking if it's okay. If you can send the video to me. But that gives me a chance to talk about what kind of decks we're looking at. So James has a 2 Purity Exile, 1 Purity Warpath. So he's looking at a very kind of beatdown deck. So he's got a Demonborn, an Alpha Demon. So he's going to probably have lots of demons in there. Mick is running also a Caretaker and 2 Best Fiends. Obviously everyone knows Best Fiends synergize with each other really well. So we could have some interesting stuff in here. He's got, as you can see, he's got 2 Martyr Golems in his hand straight away, which is always a good thing to have in your first hand, am I correct? So the good thing about the demons and the later is you kind of buff them up. So obviously a lot of them have consume, so you can buff them up and consume them really, so they can just like get bigger and bigger and bigger and then some and then a bit bigger. So he just shuffled his hand in. He's got a Wealthy Noble to play out turn 1, which is a decent play. So he goes for that. So he's got a track, Adora Bear. I just called it an Adora Bear. That's good. A Drop Bear. And a Gather Thoughts. Gather Thoughts is so good. Oh, he's got an Alpha 1 in this deck. This deck seems interesting this way. He did tell me that this deck was interesting when he sent it to me. So let's see how we go. So he plays out one of the Best Fiends. Just for a nice solid 6 damage. Straight up. Nope. He changes his mind to playing out the Alpha 1 potentially. So James hasn't played anything yet. He obviously hasn't got any 1-drops. There we go. He plays some ramp with the Brings Life, which is just giving some nice ramp. Obviously, take him up to 4 resources next turn, which is on par with Mik1o. So you're keeping up with him. Unfortunately, he pulled an Alpha 1 into his hand. He could play the Drop Bear, but he hasn't got enough to play it and enrage it. So he's probably best option is to do what he's doing right there, and use the Caretaker to buff him up and keep him alive, which is a good plan. But he also, because of Mark of the Demon, because Mark of the Demon could easily take that Wealthy Noble out, so he's using that to kind of protect it, which is good, which is very good. So we've got some track that we can put out here. So you can use track on one of the opponent's things, so if it kills it, it will kill it. If it takes damage, it'll kill it, which is pretty good. So he's playing out the Alpha 1. Is he going to buff him up? He's probably going to buff him up. So Alpha 1 has lots of different abilities. You don't see him in play very often. So his main ability he's using there is essentially like the Mech-Born's ability, which buffs him up by 3. +3/+3. So he plays out a Drop Bear and demonizes it. That's an interesting play. That's cool. I like that. Wow. So he plays out a Drop Bear, doesn't enrage it, and just demonizes it. So that's really cool. It makes it a consume 7/11 with the Elator. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. And obviously with the Alpha Demon, he gets a nice buff in stats as well. That's really cool. So on the other side, we've just got that Alpha 1 getting buffed up, and then the Best Fiends start to pile up. So they're getting buffed as well. So there's a lot of passive buffing going on right here. So he plays that again, and he plays the Elator. Plays it on the other Best Fiends to kind of keep the health averaged out amongst all of them, which is kind of cool, which is very cool. So it plays Unstoppable. So adding Unstoppable to one of the demons, which gives us Consume. Unstoppable and Consume is a very potent mechanic. So I see what he's kind of going for here. I really see what he's going for with this deck. Right, both of them are just beating down on each other. Someone's going to have to start defending soon. James is on 43 health. Mik1o's on 50 health. So, yeah, okay, using the track on 2 of them and blocking with at least 2. Okay, this is interesting. This could go very much in Mik1o's favor this turn. He's playing out some more ramp, get some more advantage there, and he's buffing up the coil even more. See, the coil's actually being quite advantageous in this situation. But you have to remember, there is a 10/10 Demon Born in command right now, just sitting there waiting to fly above them and do some damage. So here we go. So Demonic Corruption, still a Drop Bear, and he enrages the Drop Bear. What? That's weird. So he enrages the Drop Bear and it turns back into a Drop Bear, and now a 17/25. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty damn crazy. Wow. Okay then. that was an interesting play that came out there. Wow. I've not seen that before, but that's pretty cool. So you can actually enrage the drop bear after demonizing it, which is quite potent, because obviously it turns it back into a big drop bear and buffs it even more. So, and it still has the consume mechanic as far as I'm aware. So that's pretty cool. I like the way he did that. So he plays in the key mount, obviously with the Alpha Demon. Alpha Demon doesn't have a consume, but it works out okay. So it's on 3440 health-wise. Board state, I think James has the advantage board state right now because he enrages the baby Scrar next turn, gives the Elator the power, Elator gives it more health, which means it can push through more stuff on Mik1o's side. He's playing Gather Thoughts just to get some card draw, using the Elator to buff the Fiends that's in defense zone. Okay. So he's got a drop bear. He's just defending perilously now because the best fiends are coming out. So he does have 2 best fiends. And the disease zombie he also puts on the ramp, which will hurt somewhat. He plays out 2 hulkers, hulking snipers. They're not going to do anything right now because there's no flyers on the board. Absolutely no flyers on the board. That's slowly going to tick down that, but I don't think he's going to worry about that ramp disappearing anytime soon. So the Skrar's young, as you see. The health and the buffing from the Alpha Demon and stuff just worked. It just did wonders. Did absolute wonders because he used track and Rampage, is it? Primal Rage. There we go. Primal Rage. Apologies. I'm still all learning all these new cards, guys. Still learning all the names. Trying to remember them all is quite a hefty job. So Alpha 1. He's still got this Alpha 1 on board. Oh no, it's a new Alpha 1, sorry. So he's going to use the Primal Hunter's ability on the Skrar's young, which everyone knows as primal, and he's going to fight it, so it's guaranteed to happen, and it's his priority, so that's good. That's really, really good. Personally, I would have probably used it on the Alpha Demon, but either way works, because it is only on 1 health. It's not going to survive through anything, really. But it's going to be still interesting. He is on 2 health, though. 2 health, so it could end this turn if he plays right. So yes, he did pull the Skrar back, which is going to die because of the primal ability, which is a very good play. The Hakim's just going to hit. He's unstoppable, but it doesn't kill anything, so it's not going to go through unstoppable. Okay, just defending with the hulking snipers, and you see that ramp is only at 2 health now. Obviously, it's slowly ticking down, and that's good. Personally, I'd still stick everything in defense right now because he hasn't got board control whatsoever. He's got a Parasite coming in. He's got another Drop Bear coming in. Drop Bears are so potent nowadays. With it's a 5 cost with haste. It's really good. You usually want to play it out and enrage it at the same time, which is 5. And it's just buffing up the Alpha 1 right there. So, okay. Drop Bear comes out. The Alpha Demon does have 17 health right now. It is going to defend a lot. Kills the Infected Devil, but obviously that turns into a 6-4 because it's so much worth writing that card. And here we go. And he plays the Vizier out. Oh dear. Okay, so he has to sacrifice something. Otherwise, it's GG. He has to sacrifice something. The thing is, I would sacrifice those Wealthy Nobles because he has not much use for those right now. Obviously, it's late game. 12 resources is still better, but his hand isn't very large right now. But so sacrificing them is the best option. So he's effectively got 2 turns unless he brings more stuff out, which is more worthwhile. So he's shuffling in the Shirazius, and that's not what he wanted. That's not what he wanted. He's got a Golem. That's good. That's really, really nice. So he's going to play out the Parasite, which is going to turn into an Alpha Demon, most likely. But the thing is, you've got to remember, the Vizier is going to be flying. So the Vizier is just going to fly straight over. And... Oof. He's just shuffling. He's just hoping. He's hoping for this. He can't do it. He can't do it. And he says GG because the flyer just comes straight over the top. Even though he sacrificed, it's still a 24-24, hitting for 2. And there we go. Mik1o takes the loss and is 1 to James. So thank you very much for sending that to me, Mik1o. I really appreciate it. Keep them coming, guys. If you want your video shown, if it's a good, decent match, close games. I love close games. If you have any of these kind of matches, please contact me and send them my way. I would love to cast them. So thank you very much, guys, and I will see you next time. Good evening. Cheers.